If you've just bought a sewing machine and you're looking at it thinking what all these parts do, don't worry. Every beginner feels this way at first. Hi, my name is Oliver and welcome to Threads in Progress, a channel dedicated for the humble beginnings. And today we are going to be covering different parts of a sewing machine and their uses. Part 1, the spool pin. The spool pin is located at the top of the sewing machine, and this is where you place your spool of thread. The job of the spool pin is very simple. It holds the thread and allows it to unwind smoothly while you sew. Without the spool pin, the thread wouldn't feed properly into the machine. When placing your thread on the spool pin, make sure it spins freely so the thread can move easily through the machine. Part 2. Thread guides. Thread guides are small metal loops or hooks that guide the thread along the correct path inside the machine. When you thread your sewing machine, the thread travels from spool pin, thread guides, tension system, then to your needle. Thread guides help keep the thread organized and controlled, which prevents tangling and helps the machine stitch properly. So if you want proper stitches, make sure your thread passes through these thread guides. If your thread keeps breaking or looping, one common reason is that the thread missed a guide during threading. So take your time and recheck your machine. Part 3 is a tension dial. The tension dial controls how tight the thread is while sewing. The sewing machine actually uses two threads, the top thread and the bobbin thread underneath. The tension dial helps balance these two threads so your stitches look clean. If the tension is too loose, you may see loops in your stitches. If it's too tight, the fabric may not look good. For most basic sewing, a tension setting around 3 to 5 works well. Part 4 is the take-up lever. This lever moves up and down while sewing, and its job is to pull the thread back after every stitch. This helps tighten the stitches and prepare the thread for the next stitch. When threading, your sewing machine always make sure the take-up lever is in its highest position. Part 5 is the needle. The needle is one of the most important parts of a sewing machine. The needle carries the thread through the fabric, creating stitches. It moves up and down very quickly while sewing and works together with the bobbin thread underneath to form a stitch. A good tip for beginners is to change your needle regularly, especially if it becomes dull or bent. A fresh needle helps create clean and smooth stitches. So if you basically want clean stitches and smooth sewing, please change your needle. 6. Presser foot. The presser foot sits right below the needle. This keeps the fabric from sliding around and helps your stitches stay straight. Before you start sewing, always remember to lower the pressure foot. If you're trying sewing with the pressure foot raised, the stitches will not form properly. 7 is the feed dogs. The feed dogs are small metal teeth located under a pressure foot. As the needle stitches, the feed dogs pull the fabric underneath the machine at a steady pace. A common beginner mistake is trying to pull the fabric manually. Instead, let the feed dogs do their work. Just guide the fabric gently. As beginners, we tend to want to move with the fabric. You want to pull it, guide it, and do all that stuff. Number 8 is the needle plate. The needle plate is the flat metal plate under the needle. It has a small hole where the needle passes through. Many needle plates also have measurement lines that help guide your seams and keep your stitches straight. So feel free to follow those stitch guides. This is especially helpful for beginners learning to sew straight lines. 9 is the bobbin and bobbin case. The bobbin holds the bottom thread of your stitches. It sits underneath the needle plate inside the sewing machine. When you sew, the top thread from the needle and the bottom thread from the bobbin interlock to form a stitch. Before sewing, you will need to wind the bobbin with thread and insert it correctly into the machine. If the bobbin is inserted wrongly, or if you insert the bobbin the wrong way, your stitches may be tangled. So please take your time while inserting your bobbin and make sure it is inserted the correct way. Number 10. Hand wheel. The hand wheel is located on the side of the sewing machine. This wheel allows you to manually move the needle up and down, up and down. It is useful when you need precious control, like starting a seam, stopping at a specific point, positioning the needle in the fabric, or turn the hand wheel towards you, not away from you. Number 11 is the reverse lever. It's used to lock your stitches at the beginning and the end of a seam. Sewing backwards for a few stitches prevents the seam from coming undone. This technique is called back stitching. So at the beginning and the end of your stitches, you have to back stitch. This will help your thread to stay in touch and your seams will not come out. And those are the main parts of a sewing machine and what they do. Once you understand these parts, using your sewing machine becomes much easier and less intimidating. In the next video, we are going to see how to wind a bobbin.